to Kids on Trial. Today, Mr. and Mrs. Herman Miller versus their son, Rick Miller. The charge, arriving home 7 minutes late.
Wait a second, I'm on trial?
No talking in court.
But aren't you supposed to read me my rights or something?
You're in high school, aren't you?
Yes.
Aha! You have no rights. Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Our son wanted to go to the movies with some of his friends. Well, it was a school night, and we didn't want him to go, but, he's 15, and you know how they are at that age.
No. How are they?
I wish I knew.
Well, anyway, Your Highness...
Your Honor.
Oh, thank you, Your Highness. Anyway, we agreed to let him go if he promised to be back by 11 o'clock and no later.
Did the boy make such a promise?
Yes, I was sitting there reading the newspaper. He was going out the door, and I said, "You be back here by 11, here?"
What was his response?
He slammed the door.
Ah, that sounds like a promise to me.
Anyway, Your Worship, this is the first time we've seen him since then. We waited. It was 1 minute after 11. 2 minutes after 11. 3, 4. When it was 5 minutes after 11, I was afraid he was.
We rest our case, Your Honor.
And a fine, open and shut case it is, if I may say so.
Thank you.
Well, have you got anything to say? Or do you want to wait until you start shaving?
Look, there was this big accident on the highway and it backed up traffic for miles. That's why I'm late.
Oh, really? Cross-examine.
Thank you. You say there was an accident on the highway. Well, who was involved?
Well, there was a truck, there was a car, there were a couple of buses.
Who were these people? What were their names? Where were they coming from? Where were they going? How tall were they? What were the colors of their eyes? Huh? You don't know, do you? I have no questions for this witness.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is up to you to decide the guilt or innocence of this defendant. It is not for me to say whether he is guilty or not, although personally I feel he's guilty as the dickens. But that is a matter for you to determine. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the decision is yours. The defendant will please stand.
I am standing.
Right. Richard Miller, you have been convicted of a very serious offense. It shocks me. It sickens me. What are the young people of this country coming to? I sentence you to be publicly beheaded in the town square. Court adjourned.
That's kind of a heavy punishment, isn't it?
Don't worry, son. That sentence will never be carried out.
We'll appeal to every court in the country. We'll take it to the Supreme Court if we have to. We're going to fight, Rick.
You are?
Of course, we're your parents.
We love you.
The case against Rick Miller was appealed to the Supreme Court of the United States. In 2 minutes and 46 seconds, the results of that appeal. But now, the Little River Band.